This man is evil. I already saw the picture. Yo, Mr. McMahon. Yo, I don't know if any of this shit is true. But this situation with Mr. McMahon, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a feeling he was like this since I was a kid. When I used to watch wrestling as a kid, and I used to see Mr. McMahon always with a bunch of girls, and he looking like, you ever seen them characters in a doujinshi?
Looks like a singer, but white boy will get up on them. Can't say the word, so I'll say it for him.
You not the biggest, I'm bigger. You just a broke lil.
Mega.
Isn't that one song? That's that one song with that little dude. What's his name? I know what song it is, bro. That's the one with Fabio Foreign and that other guy. But yeah, what was it? Mr. McMahon is literally that guy in the doujinshi that's like the bald guy that always has drool coming out his mouth and he about to sexually assault someone. That's literally Mr. McMahon. Like when I was younger and I used to watch wrestling, he used to always be surrounded by like the baddest bitches in WWE. And I used to always think to myself, like, I know this motherfucker doing some nasty ass shit behind closed doors. I know this motherfucker is nasty because it's like, you got to think about it like this. This motherfucker rich, has money, has a lot of power. Like I already knew behind closed doors he was doing some like nasty ass doujinshi, like plot story, gross shit. Like I know he was doing some nasty shit. But man, for all this information to come out the way that it did, it's unfortunate because WWE is doing very well now, and now they're trying to like disassociate Mr. McMahon from WWE. They're trying to like take his name off the brand because they don't want now this whole situation to start like fucking up WWE as a whole. So I don't know who's in charge right now of WWE. I don't know if it's Hunter or Triple H, but whoever the fuck is in charge, they got to be like, hey, brother, thank you for everything that you've done for this company, but all these allegations that's coming out about you is just way too much. It's too much of a liability for the company. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go. It's crazy, but let's see.
All of you know I'm a huge wrestler.
Oh my god, it's my man, Moisty Doisty. Moisty Croisty. Moisty.
Enthusiast. I absolutely love it more than Garfield loves lasagna. So much so that we actually have our own wrestling league, the Moist Wrestling League, and we even dropped our most recent episode a few days ago. This isn't meant to be a plug for it or anything. This is actually a really serious topic. The reason I mention that is because I'm just showcasing my passion for this craft. And for the longest time now, many decades, there has been this stain in the wrestling industry with a boogeyman that sits atop the food chain. His name is Vince McMahon. He is a cockroach that no amount of pest control can seem to get rid of.
Bro, he looks like a character in a doujinshi that would be doing some fucked up shit. Like, tell me not. He even got the little mustache. Bro, he looks like...
seem to get rid of. I'm confident even if you don't follow wrestling closely, you know Vince McMahon. He is extraordinarily wealthy, and he has infested tons of other things even outside of just the wrestling industry. And this man is downright evil. He has a laundry list of...
Bro, and I'm look. I'm so sad a little bit because I like Mr. McMahon. I like Mr. McMahon, but all this information coming out sucks, bro, because it's like, damn. It's like every time he popped up in wrestling, I liked it. The no chance. That's what you got. And he comes out and does the fucking walk. And he's like, get Austin. Get that son of a bitch. It's like there's so much history with the company that like I liked him as like a character. But man, there's nothing you can do now, bro. It is what it is. Damn, Mr. McMahon. You had to be going crazy. And he old as shit too now, but he got to pay.
Deplorable, disgusting, heinous acts that would
make
the devil
pay, man.
flinch.
Yeah, and the memes with the money, though.
At length quite a bit on streams and even in a couple of videos in the past. So I'm not going to be focusing on his sins from the past here. I highly encourage all of you to just Google his name. It's not hard to find any of this information. It's all just right there out in the open, right there at your fingertips. It is horrible stuff. I'm not talking about just like some drama where he was mean behind the scenes, which of course he was. I'm talking about covering up crimes, sexual misconduct. The list goes on and on and on, seemingly no end.
Nah, bro, sexual misconduct, bro. Like, do y'all remember ECW and the skits that they had with the women, bro? Like ECW and like old school WWE, bro. The skits that they had with women was insane, bro. Like they had like girls constantly in scenarios where it's like they're just with a towel on, straight butt naked under the towel, Yo, I like that's why like when all this information came out, I was like, bro, I kind of believe it because back in the day it was insane.
And that's just what we know. There's probably still tons and tons of skeletons in that fucking closet. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about Vince McMahon again today is he is now the center of another massive lawsuit here that has actually forced his hand and had him resign from his position at the WWE/UFC. They recently merged the multi-billion-dollar deal, and Vince McMahon, in light of all of this, has stepped down. The information comes from someone named Janelle Grant, who worked at the WWE's headquarters and is accusing the company's founder, Vince McMahon, of sexual assault, sex trafficking, and physical abuse in the lawsuit that was filed.
Bro, sex trafficking? Dude was trafficking too?
On Thursday. According to the lawsuit, Grant alleged that McMahon promised a job and later promotions at WWE in exchange for sex, and the lawsuit also includes allegations that McMahon trafficked her to other men inside and outside of the company, and there is a couple of names that get dropped that are some very big, alarming names, obviously. Now, even if you're not part of the wrestling community, I bet you've heard some buzz about this lawsuit because some text messages allegedly leaked from it, as well as some of the claims in the lawsuit are extraordinarily disturbing. Like, it is some depraved shit. And I mean shit, literally. One of the big parts of this lawsuit that was popping off on Twitter, like general Twitter, was this section where Miss Grant is talking about a threesome that McMahon put her in, and she says, early in the encounter, McMahon immediately directed Miss Grant to lay down on her back in a supplicating position. While straddling over her, McMahon defecated on Miss Grant's head.
Oh, okay. Trigger warning to anybody in the chat. Charlie, you should have hit me. I don't want to hear this like detailed shit. Okay, but trigger warning for anybody in the chat, man. Damn.
McMahon left the shower off, but he instructed Miss Grant to remain in place with excrement in her hair and to continue performing for his friend. While Miss Grant requested protection, none was offered. McMahon and physical therapist actively continued with the threesome and directed Miss Grant's sexual performance for around an hour and a half while she was left covered in feces. Absolutely sickening and sadly not...
Dookie?
surprising behavior from Vince McMahon. I believe this is only the tip of the iceberg. I think this is the first domino to fall, and there's going to be a lot more information that comes out about some of the degeneracy, some of the crimes, and awful shit that was going on behind the scenes under Vince McMahon here. Now, I saw quite a few people caught off guard by this, surprised to learn that Vince McMahon is a bad guy. They were wondering how this stayed buried, or how any of the sexual misconduct allegations...
I mean, how the sexual misconduct allegations, I could just assume how it stayed hidden. He paid him out. He paid him out. He probably went up to the people, and then, like, the person was like... I can imagine, like, the people confronting him, like, years after that situation, being like, hey, you know what? I didn't like everything that happened at this time and everything, you know? Yo, Choops, how you doing, baby? Hope you're doing all right, bro. Yeah, so I could just imagine, like, he probably was paying him out. Like, people would come up to him being like, hey, a couple years ago on that whole scenario that we had, you know, I really didn't appreciate that and all that type of shit. And I could just imagine him in his voice being like, hey, man, I'll give you $100,000 if you keep your mouth shut. Said, I'm doing great, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Choops is raining hella hard in New York. It's nasty. It's nasty outside.
Didn't surface sooner? Like, how was it all kept a secret? I had to do a bit of a double take when I saw that. I got fucking stun locked for a second. Now, of course, it's no one's fault. I don't blame anyone for not knowing about Vince McMahon's past. Like, if you're not an active wrestling fan, there's a really good chance you just didn't know any of this about him. But the only secret here is that there was no secret. Everyone knew about Vince McMahon's sexual degeneracy. Vince McMahon's sexual degeneracy is about as much of a secret as smoking...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We knew about his sexual degeneracy from, like, the beginning. From the beginning, there were so many skits where he's just surrounded by beautiful women. And he's just like, yeah, how about we go to the back and, hey, you could give me a little. I was like, bro, it was very obvious, even when I was watching it as a kid.
Cigarettes being bad for your health. This fucking ghoul paid nearly $15 million in hush money to quiet 4 women.
Damn, hush money, 15 mil to 4 women for over 16 years? Damn!
We're bringing up claims of sexual misconduct against him that had occurred over a period of 16 years, and that's actually why he previously stepped down. Now, of course, he stepped back up into a prominent position with the company after the merger with the UFC, and now he's stepping down again, once again, from sexual misconduct claims. So it's just never really been a secret that this decaying corpse, this fucking revolting gremlin of a man, is a horrifying piece of shit. It's just more people are opening their eyes to Vince McMahon being this fiend.
Yeah.
Thanks to Janelle Grant's lawsuit, really making waves and highlighting a lot of previously unknown things like the sex trafficking and some of the other names that were included here to show how deep this rabbit hole goes and how awful all of it was. Now, sexual misconduct is something Vince McMahon calls home, so this isn't his first rodeo, and he tried to cover his own ass.
He said, yo, the way Charlie says shit sometimes, like, mad nonchalant, bro.
Not literally, because he shit on someone's head, but legally tried to cover himself by trying to pressure Grant into signing a non-disclosure agreement in exchange for payments over several years totaling $3 million after their relationship and employment ended. So he was trying to silence her, to make sure she wouldn't, blow the lid off of this. Now, I'm no lawyer, I'm no expert, But I don't think a non-disclosure agreement protects you in the case of crimes. Like, I don't think if you're sex trafficking someone, you can have all of your victims sign an NDA and then they can't speak about it, you're safe. And if they do speak about it, they're the ones in trouble. I just can't imagine a world where if Grant signs that non-disclosure agreement and then goes forward with bringing this information to light, that she would face punishment for it. Like, I can't even picture that kind of lunacy. Like, listen, man, we're really sorry about that sex trafficking thing. That's bad stuff. But you violated your NDA. And
Right?
breaking an NDA is so much worse. You're going to prison. You're going to the slammer for that. You don't violate the contract.
Yo.
It's sacred. It's binding.
Yo, Stardust,
Like,
what's
I just
up?
don't think an NDA protects you in the case of a crime being committed. Again, I'm not an expert, though. The only NDAs I've ever signed were to play a video game early, not
Facts.
poop on someone's skull, among other horrible, horrible acts, allegedly. It's fucking scary stuff, what was going on behind the scenes at the WWE with Vince McMahon. The parent company has issued a bit of a statement here. that
Yo,
they're-
I'm praying to God Paul Heyman doesn't get outed for something, bro, because I like Paul Heyman too. And I remember back in the day, Paul Heyman used to be bugging in ECW. He used to be like, look at all these girls. Like I can't, bro. I can't. Like, I like Paul Heyman. You said, oh, and Brock Lesnar apparently... You said Brock Lesnar? There's no way Brock Lesnar is a part of this. Nope.
Parent company is TKO
Nope,
Group
I don't
Holdings,
wanna
and
hear
they
it.
said that McMahon doesn't control TKO or oversee day-to-day operations at the WWE, and that while this matter predates our TKO executive team's tenure at the company, we take Ms. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally. And a spokesperson for Vince McMahon also made a statement and said that the lawsuit was replete with lies, obscene made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself. I wish he would vigorously try and dive into a wrestling ring and tear both of his quads again. This is an evil man, and he has been evil for the entire time he has been with the company. And more people are starting to see this now. He is a fucking stain in the industry. I know there's still a lot of Vince McMahon fans because they separate art from the artist. He plays a character in the WWE Commissioner, and he has been kind of iconic in the scene. I get that. Like, there is a lot of great WWE moments that, unfortunately, Vince McMahon is there for and was a big part of. Like, he played the role well. But as a person, he is terrible and a horrible person to have at the position of power that he does in the industry. He shouldn't be in the industry. He shouldn't even be outside of a fucking jail cell for the things he's done. Like, I can't separate art from the artist when it comes to something like this. I just can't do it. I know there are people that are, and I'm not, like, mad at you for it or anything, but I can't. He is just absolute trash, scum, the lowest of the low, and I will, of course, be keeping my eyes on this lawsuit as everything continues to develop here. I just wanted to give you, like, the very bare bones of it, like, the basics. There's so much to it. I urge anyone out there that's curious to take a look, but just fair warning, it is disturbing. It's very not pleasant to read. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about it a bit. That's it. So, yeah.
Bro, how the hell Charlie has a Gamer Subs vending machine?